Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be doing like a little life update video after that last vlog shooting outside my mom to wait a bit. You guys have been seeing like my Nofap videos and be saying some of my friends will be like, what did masturbation do to this guy? Like, what's your own with masturbation? You understand? Like, I don't expect everybody to like understand what I'm talking about, in the sense that obviously I feel like it's only a problem if you are overindulging. If you are overindulging in masturbation, that's when it's a real problem. But if you kind of do it periodically, like once or twice, in sparse moments, in weeks or months, it's really not a problem. It's the same thing with any type of addiction, on any type of drugs or any dopamine pumping activity. To be honest, if you do cocaine once in 2 months, 3 months, it's not a problem now. Do you understand? Like, you're just socially consuming, it's not a problem. If you do cocaine, if you do crack once in and you have a control of yourself, it's not a problem. But like I'm speaking for the people that repetitive, you understand? So those are the people I'm speaking with, because I know I was in that space for a bit, but I'm out of it now, and we thank God. People underestimate the power of God when you want to overcome some of the sins of the flesh. In the Bible, when I started reading my Bible, I came across this verse that said only God can save you from the sins of lust. And masturbation is actually, I know masturbation wasn't explicitly stated as a sin in the Bible, but let's not lie to ourselves. What is making you what is making you get satisfaction from masturbation is because you are thinking lustful things in your head, and that is how you get the satisfaction to come in the masturbation and get your satisfaction, your calmness and all that. So lustful is, you can categorize it as lust, and it's a sin against yourself. You're sinning against yourself, and it's not good, because like it's a strong sin. The lustful sins are the very strong ones, the ones that have a hold of your flesh. So it takes a lot. People don't see masturbation as a big deal, but if you are addicted to it, it takes a lot to stop it. You can also bracket it as me studying reward systems and how the brain works, and I believe strongly that psychology, philosophy, everybody should study. Bro, I started studying these things. That's why I read books all the time on psychology, on how like the brain works, on like, or philosophy, on the philosophical things of life. Try to understand some of these forces of nature, because nature is brutal. Nature does not care about your feelings, bro. Like, you see, nature does not care about your feelings. Nature has its laws. Like, nature has its laws, and if you go by it, bro, you understand, you're gonna get. And that's why even some of the laws of nature is what God tells us in the Bible. There's some of the guidelines that God gives us, you understand, when nature aligns with him in certain ways, you understand. So it's just like, when you find that out, you're just like, that's mad. Like, that's the truth right there, you understand. You just need to know, like, nature is bro, life. I go show you shege. So I just learned that like life is hard, bro. Like I always used to think life was easy. Like, life is supposed to be easy. Nah, life is hard. You're not supposed to wait for life to get easier. You're supposed to get stronger. You're supposed to get better. You're supposed to get better. You're supposed to get stronger. Learn how to control life forces, or they will control you. Exactly how, like, people have all these sexual urges. I had the sexual urges, like, and I didn't understand it. Like, I remember when I was like 18, and like I just had this rush of sexual, like, it was immense, you understand. And like, we grew up, especially Africans like us. I'm Nigerian, and my parents didn't teach me, like, they didn't prepare me for the sexual part of life. Like, it is, and it's a big part of your adulthood. It's actually a big part of it, and nobody prepared me for it. Like, just like, go to school, read your book. I'm just like, I've read my books now, but I'm kind of fucked up, because like, yeah, like, nobody prepares you for it, you understand. And bless you if your parents actually sat you down and had a conversation about sexual things, like sex, sexual urges, how to have sexual education, sex ed. Bless you, you're blessed. People like us, sometimes we learned the hard way. You understand? So now I had to sit down and study it for a long time. I found out the spiritual part of it, the physical part of it, the emotional part of it. And I got my priorities right when it came to that. And since I got my priorities right on that, I'm good. Like I'm not even saying that you should do celibacy or do like Nofap and celibacy and semen retention in general, but just make sure you are in control. Do you understand? Like, people don't know that they are not in control because they just indulge and think it's normal. But are you in control? Are you doing things you want to do? Do you find yourself having to do things beyond your control just to satisfy your sexual urges? These are things that go on a lot in men. That's one of the strongest urges in a man. Urge for sexual expression, because that is literally that's what God ordered Adam to do. That was literally his first order. So in men, it is very strong. The force is very strong. Why you see men do very radical things to sleep with babes, do very, very radical just to sleep with babes. You're not in control. You're not in control of your sexual energy. You're not in control of your sexual urges. This thing is running you wild. Do you understand? Like, you have something messed up in there somewhere. Try and get a grip. Grip it. You understand? Take a hold of it. Let it stop controlling you. Then you hear some really crazy stories, like you're here and you're saying, like, men, I hear men need sex. What do you mean? Sex is not a need. If you don't have sex, will you die? I've not had sex in almost a year. Have I died? And I don't even know if I'll have sex this year or next year or next year, or I don't even think I'm probably, I don't know. I cannot make commitment now where I know if it keep on. You know? But like, bro, I don't think I'm having sex anytime soon, and I've not had sex for like a year, and I'm not having sex anytime soon. So like, it's like, am I dying? Am I choking? Like, are you seeing foam coming out of my mouth? No. If I don't eat today, I'll feel one type of way. Like, my actual needs are clothing, housing. So I have to pay rent or buy a house, God willing, when I can afford. I have to buy clothes to put on my body, because weather will mess you up. You need that for survival. You need to drink water for survival. You understand? These are your needs. Sex is not a need. You can do without it. You can go 10 years without it. You will not die. You'll be a normal function. Before you started having sex, a normal functioning human being. Before you became an adult and started having sex. The vast majority of people that started having sex willingly, by their own consent, as adults, and now they feel like they can't do without it. Are you mad? Like, my sister or brother in Christ, you were 10, living a normal life. So, living a perfectly normal life. Now all of a sudden you're looking for girls that you'll be sleeping every 2 seconds. You're looking for girls that can you not control yourself? Yeah, I mean, mine was never that bad, yeah. You understand? But like, we see it, like, when we're in the world, we see this shit, bro. Like, we even hear stories, like, people go, like, I had somebody that was telling me that he had not had sex in like a week, and the body was scratching him, like he was doing as if so I was like, 1 week? Just like 1 week? And it's just like, that's a real thing, some people can't go without sex. It's like, so you're not in control. The thing is controlling you, my brother. And that's why you see guys doing very irrational things just to, have sex. It's crazy. I'm not judging, actually. I'm not to judge. I'm just saying, you can actually be having sex every day, and you can choose not to have sex. It's just, are you in control, or is it controlling you? And if you talk to yourself, you will know, because your conscience, you can lie to everybody, but you can't lie to yourself. In the night on your bed, when you are alone in your room, ask yourself, are you controlling it, or is it in control of you? And that's what I did. I started a path forward. I admitted that this shit was controlling me. You understand? Like, nah, I wasn't in control, bro. I was still a young guy. I mean, I have to forgive myself, because I was a young guy. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know anything. I'm 26 now, so I kind of understand it a bit better. Time teaches you all these things, but like, yeah. Like, I had to learn, bro. Like me, that's why I just never used to drink or smoke, all these things, because like, I like to be in control. I'm not a control freak, but I like to be in control of myself. I don't like losing control of myself. Maybe that's why BDSM would have never been a thing for me. Tying me up Hey, God, you leave me at the mercy of somebody else willingly in my consent? No. No, that was that. I like to be in control. Like I like to be in control. I like to be able to dictate things. That's just me. You understand? Like I can't let that one go. So when I admitted that these sexual urges, the thing they wear mask, they look like say normal, but the thing they push me to places where I don't want to go. So I admitted it. I said, okay, no more of this. Let me just keep out of it. I've just been keeping out of it, and it's been fantastic. Oh boy, this celibacy. At first, then I'm not even going to lie. When I started my celibacy journey, at first it wasn't even about like I'm trying to go on this holy. It's not actually. It's not up to this point. It's not even holy kinikon. It's nothing about that. It's just more about like that friend was not in the same city with me, and so it was involuntary celibacy. On. Called her and I told her that look, I don't want to, even though you might come over, that I don't want to. You understand? And she was like, okay, that's cool, that's calm, it's great. So that was really the major thing. She was great with it. I don't know if other people will be cool with it. You understand? Like so it's great. I've been on it for like how many months now? I've been celibate for since it's 11 months. It's 11 months now. I've been celibate for 11 months and I've done my Nofap for like close to 300 days now as well. I think two of them are about the same. This is not even the video to talk about like semen retention or anything, but bro, some days this thing they grip boys. Bro, this thing they grip boys some days. We are human beings now. See, you need to admit. See, at the beginning I was like, I'm not going to look at women. You are lying to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Oh. You look at women. If you take off all these money chasing, all these things, the essence is nature. God gave you it as your first command. Nature wants you to do it. Do you understand? So bro, your body is going to want to have sexual pleasure, and that is why nature made it the most rewarding activity. That's why it's the most pleasurable activity. You get the most dopamine pump not from natural activities, from sex, because it rewards you the most, because that is essentially survival of species of humanity. You understand? So beyond all these things we are doing every day, what nature wants is the survival things. This world just wants survival of human race, and the survival of human race just means sleeping with people. It just means reproducing. Reproducing is the essence. Like when I started studying the thing, I was like, mad. Do you understand? So this is why boys they honey pass anything, pass honey badge. Oh boy, boys they honey like shake Jesus. I was just like, okay, knowledge is power, and it's true. So I studied. I was like, yeah. So actually, that is why my instinct, without me being aware of what's happening, I just want to have sex. Is because this shit is like built in us, and it's a survival thing. You understand? So I started to understand it. Then when I started gaining more knowledge on like sexual urges and all these things, I started to gain control of it, walk with God. It's been fantastic. It's a different kettle of fish if you like were brought up in a religious family as opposed to being religious yourself, or being like taking God very seriously. I have always been religious. I was brought up in a very religious background. My father and my mother very serious with church stuff. Like they used to go to church a lot. We used to go to church a lot as children, in Port Harcourt. My mother used to carry catechism on her head, all those type of things. I mean, you can't definitely blame my dad or my mom, because they definitely put in the work over my childhood. You understand? But I just learned recently that there's a big difference between going to church and being religious and actually having a relationship with God. And I think I just started like really, really developing my relationship with God last year. It's been great so far. I've not really been going to church anymore actually. I went to church throughout last year. Majority of the Sundays last year I went to church. But like since I came here, like it's been one problem to another. I work on Sundays as well, because that's the shift that they give me. You understand? But you try to connect with God in the ways that you can. We are in the digital world. You can't go to church as an excuse not to connect with God's word. I have a Bible. I read my Bible. I watch live sessions. I stream Joel Austin's YouTube videos. That's true, by the way. You guys should go check out Joel Austin. He gives fantastic word. The way he breaks down the Bible, sweet. So I listen to Joel Osteen almost every day. Also, yeah. So all that feed into my spirituality and my my mental, my spiritual space. And so I feel very close with God at all times. Like life is not hard, though. Guys, life no hard at all. Now they make this piece hard. Life is not hard, bro. Like life is easy, bro. I've just found out that life is easy. It's just the things that hinder us: fear, anxiety, doubts. Do you understand? Lack of faith. Bro, I just wake up every day and I do the same things. Like I just wake up every day, I go at it. Before like, bro, like 1 week after I've tried a new habit, like my mind be like, what's the point of this thing? Do you understand? Like, my mind be like, I bet I drop this thing. You understand? When I was fighting fear, like I thought like fear was going to be something I'll conquer and no longer be scared. You understand? Like, but I found out that fear is still me. Every week I post videos on YouTube, there's fear. Every time I post on Instagram, there's fear. Every time I show up for my for my career, when I show up for my my all the other stuff I don't show on YouTube, because obviously I'm not trying to be a career person on YouTube. Come here, I talk about career, no, but like I have a career that I'm chasing every day. That's why I'm doing a master's degree in the UK. And all these things, when I show up for these things, there's fear as well. Like when I write my exams, when I write my thesis, when I do project, there's fear inside. You understand? But you must move on. You should feel the fear, but the fear shouldn't stop you from doing what the things you're supposed to do, and the things that you want to do, and the things that you're meant to do to push you towards your goals. You must do them regardless. I must record this video. I wasn't feeling too well today. Like you can see my face, I'm not even really in the mood. You understand? Like I'm not. I mean, I know like I'm sounding like I'm in the mood now, but like I'm not really. I had to psych myself like mad to actually set up this camera, set up this thing, and actually shoot. You must get yourself out of all that. You must keep pushing. You must keep going. And I just want to say I have kept my YouTube commitment going. I've been posting a video every week since I started my YouTube, since I posted my first video on YouTube, and I hope I can continue to post every week. I guess cheers to consistency, man. Cheers to stable mental health that will enable stable consistency. You understand? But now God the runner, no be anybody. Now God the runner. You understand? It's alright. So thank you for coming. If you got here, you're like in 10%, 5% of the people. You understand? I see that shit niggas be clicking out. You understand? So thank you. Alright. See you in the next video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thanks and God bless. Abianto.